Hi, welcome to this episode. So in the previous one, we coded our about page. So in this one, we are about to code our works page. So let's get started. So if we look at our prototype here, we can see that the works page is a list of projects built by our personnel. So it is going to be simple. We have the header, which is the same as the previous pages, and the footer the same thing. So let's just create a page. If we look at what we already had, we already have here, so we can just click on works and we see that we get the page not found again. So remember, we can now navigate between the home page, the about page, back and forth. So if we go to works, we don't see anything. So this simply means we have to create the works page. So I'll copy the name. I'll go to my Sublime text here. So do right click, new file, Control S to save it, then enter the name, then save it. So if I go back and refresh this page, I should get something. Well, I'm not getting anything. So what happened? Let's check it and see. So we have okay, I think I've created a file at the wrong place, so I guess I have to delete it. Let me see if I can drag it out. So it doesn't drag, so let me just delete it. So these are the things you have to pay attention to, because it depends on where you create the file. You might be there thinking you are actually making changes, or you have actually created a file, and then you don't see the result, and you'll be debugging, overwriting your work and thinking that it is not working. So you always have to pay attention to these kind of situations. So it happens even to professional developers, where you mistakenly put the file at the wrong place, or you have the file in multiple copies. So one copy in the actual project and another copy maybe in somewhere you don't even know, and then you try to modify the file from the wrong folder, and you try to test the other file rather, so thinking that you are working on the file you are testing. Meanwhile, you are just testing the wrong file, and you make changes, you preview, nothing happens. You make changes, you preview, nothing happens, and you can get frustrated with such kind of situations. So when you meet something like this, you really have to calm down, go through your files, the file you are working on. Sometimes on these text editors, you can mouse over on the name like this and see the absolute path. So you can see the absolute path, so that takes you straight to where the file actually is. So you take your time, go through, make sure you are working on the right file before you can give yourself headache. So let's get started and enter our HTML code. So HTML, so we get our prototype, everything is there. So the title for this one is my works. So in the body, we already know we put the header and then the footer. So let's get to the header from this one, then the footer. So we go and pick the footer from this one, and we push small and we paste. So our content, which is the list of works, is going to reside between this is no well. So our content is going to stay in between the footer and then the header. Push this, so here. So we are going to place the content here. So based on the prototype here, we can see that the content is a list of content. So this is an element of the list, another element of the list, another element of the list. But these list elements don't contain just one line. So it has some kind of title, and then some content, title, some content, title, some content. So this kind of list, and remember we have to write here maybe works, just simple title or my works, right? My works. So this kind of list, HTML has a special tag to write such kind of list. Remember we saw the unordered list, which is UL. So there's another type of list called the DL, data list. So when you do that, you see, and then that data list doesn't just take the element li and then as a list component. It gives you the chance to determine a title for the list, so a caption for the list, and that is entered in a tag called, in a sub tag called data term dt. So in the dt, we now will write my works. So that's the title for this list is a caption. So this is the caption we are trying to input there. Then comes the list itself, which is each one of these portions. So to write the list, we now use the dd for data something, I think. So in our dd, we can see that we have one, the title, and then some content. So here we can now bring in maybe some h4, since we've used h3 already, and then we write the first work. So if you check our project here, we can look at some of the works. Let's see, do we have some works? I think we've already used that in the about. Okay, so we've used that in the about. Okay, so nonetheless, let's just repeat. Maybe we'll see if we can clear it from the about, but let's just repeat it here. So we write the title of the project like that, and then we bring in the details. So keep it simple. So of course in the paragraph, right? So we do the same thing, dd, then h4, we bring a work, one of the works, open source contribution. This should be maybe something actual works, so like a project, the date of execution or the year of execution, the role you played at that work or on that project, and so but this one I'm just writing something. The main concern here is not the accuracy of the data, but you seeing how code is made for a specific purpose. So that's the goal. So, right, so I think we got up to 3 so far. So let's add this last one. So dd h4 title, then a description, so paragraph. Great. So that being said, if we now refresh, we should see our works page. So you can see the caption showing up here, and then each one of the DDs, so having the h4 as a title, and then the content, and so on. So that's it for the about page, the works page. So let's continue to the next page, which is the contact page, and see you in the next video.